What is happening, YouTube? You got Mr. Law Jones here with a brand new video. I hope all is well with you. Um, I'm here today with the 2010 Lexus HS250h hybrid sedan. Today we're gonna do a couple little small, I ain't gonna say small repairs, but today we're actually gonna go ahead and replace the engine mounts on this car. So this particular model here, these has the 2.4 liter hybrid. So this shares a hybrid system with the 2007 to 2011 Camry hybrid. So same 2.4 liter engine, same exact battery, transmission, everything. Only thing that's just wrapped up in the Lexus body and just maybe a few inches smaller than the Camry. So, but anyway, today we're gonna go ahead and replace the engine mounts on it. So, I had been tracking down this issue for a little bit. So, I bought this car here back a few months ago, like actually during springtime. And what we're doing, I had been trying to track down this like knocking noise in here. So when I was putting this car together, I put another motor in it because the engine had went bad. It was actually still running, but it was knocking. So it had lacked oil because it had a real bad oil leak on it. And so everything else was good. So it actually had a new transmission that was put in from the factory. So it was on a recall that they had offered. And so I kept trying to trace down this knocking noise because the only time it would make this noise, it would, like, when you stop or slow down. Like when you get down, like say you're starting to slow down, you get like between like 10 to like 5 miles an hour all the way to stop. It makes like this little rattling kind of knocking noise. And I'm like, what the hell is this here? So anyway, I happened to do some work on this car here. I replaced a hub bearing on the driver's side last weekend. And so I happened to look at this particular mount right here. And so sure enough, it was actually broken. So I'm actually gonna replace this one here. And so this is the part number for it there. And so this one here is actually at the back of it. And this one here, this one is the front one. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this one too. So as you see right here, I kind of got the car on some ramps here. And I got, my 4x4 right there. I'm just gonna stick that under the engine just so I have to jack it up in case, like, when I go to take this mounts off, that the engine doesn't sag down. Got my necessary tools and stuff. And then also, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the not transmission, excuse me, replacing the sunroof seal, and that's the part number for that. So what I got going on with this here, so like I said, the seals over time, this here will dry rot, and so what's going on is, so this seal is no longer no good. So it's actually to the point where my sunroof is actually like rattling. So I'm going to replace that today. So, but we're gonna go ahead and tackle off the harder part of the job today. Like I said, I'm gonna get underneath the bottom and show you the mounts that we're going to replace, and show you what necessary tools that you'll need to do this type of job here. If you have this car or something similar to it, this car here, it shares, it's a platform mate with a few vehicles. Mainly the closest related platform mate is going to be the Scion TC, which they don't make that no more. 2016 was the last year they made that. The Scion XB has kind of the same similar style of mounts right there. So, but yeah, no, like I said, that's just about it right now. So, like I said, I got the car on some ramps. I'm gonna get up under there and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna replace. And like I said, I got a jack right here. So, like I said, of course, that's just to support it once I take this loose, and we'll figure out what size sockets we need, and go from there. So hopefully this should be nothing too crazy of a project. So. And these will happen because I'm tired of the rattling and knocking noise in here when I stop. So I'm over that. And but other than that, I really like the car though. This is actually supposed to be a flip car that I was putting together. I'm probably going to end up selling it eventually. But like I said, when I'm end up doing, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it for a while, and and that's it. So I actually like it. It gets almost 40 miles to the gallon. Around town. So I mean, I like it. So. But anyway, all right, enough of me talking. So let me go ahead and get set up, and we'll go ahead and do some work. All right, so I'm back again. All right, so I got the beauty covers off at the top here and at the bottom, like right down there, like over here on the other side of the shield right here. So that's one mount that's right there. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer, but yeah, so that one, so you got one mount right here that's at the front. This car has has a total of 4 engine mounts on here, so that's one of the mounting points. It's actually one like right behind the air filter, and then you have your main one here. That's a hydraulic and then the one that's underneath the bottom here, that hooks up into the transmission. So so we're gonna get underneath here real quick, and I'll kind of show you where it's at on here. So I gotta get under the car and show you this here. So let's get some light going. All right, so up under here. So let me see here. Let's see if I can show you where it's at. So so it's actually right up in here. So hold on, I'm gonna get some light up in here so I can see it, because it's kind of dark under here. So you have, hold on, let's see. So it's not right there, but anyway, there's the two holes right there for it. So that's held in with 17 millimeters. So yeah, the mount is actually right there. So we gotta take that off. So the rubber is actually right there. So the rubber is actually broken inside. So that's what making it rattle. So so what I'm gonna do for support, I'm gonna get like a 4x4, I got a 4x4. I'm gonna put up under here as I take this mount off. So I think I'm gonna do this one first and get this one out the way, and then I'll just jack this up here just to have some little support. So when I take the mount down, so you know, I don't know if the engine gonna come down, which it shouldn't anyway, because it's got a main mount anyway. But this way it don't put stress on all the other mounts. So so that's how we do that. But on the back over here, the back mount back there, that one is held in with 17 millimeter nuts and bolts. And then we got 119 that's at the main here, and then there's two 17s right here that we got to take out, one here and one there. And then right around the corner, right over here, so we got the one bolt right here, and so it's just that one right there. So that just held in with a 19 millimeter. And so I'm gonna get that down. Like I said, I get some support on this here, so I'm just gonna put that 4x4 and then just put the jack here, and then I'll just jack, you know, just keep a jack on. I don't have to jack it up or anything. I just wanted to have support so that way the bolts will come out real easy and go from there. So that's that. So I'm actually upside down. So I know this may not be the best view, but at least you kind of get an idea of what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to do it. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this here real quick, and I will be back after I get this first bolt off over here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this off here. 19 millimeter here. That's two 17s right here, one here, and right there again. So right there. So I'll get that off, and then this should be it on this one. So I'll be back. Alright, so I had to just do a real quick correction before I go ahead and take these two bolts off. So it's not this one and that one, but it's definitely this one here, but it's actually this one and this one right here. So disregard the last one here, so it's nothing right here. So it's right here and right there. So there's your two 17s. And then, like I said, you know, you got the 19 around the corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started real quick here. Just want to do a quick correction, and I'll be back in a minute. So let me go ahead and get these loose, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. Alright, so I got those two 17 millimeter bolts up out of there. I got the 19 millimeter that I showed in the last part of the video, and actually here, this is I got the engine and transmission propped up from under the bottom. I got a 4x4 underneath it, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of snake my hand through here, so you probably won't be able to see it. You can kind of see it, but yeah, we just gonna kind of go ahead and pull this up here, and it just comes right up out of here, and that's it. So I should be able to just snake this out of here, and let's move the hose out the way. Hold on. Move the hose out the way. I'm trying to show this here, but it's giving me a little challenge right there. So all right, so there we go. It's coming on out of there, and just like that, that's it. So this is the old one, and it looked like we okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and just change it anyway. It's a little soft, like I said, but it's not wore out like the other one. So this one here, yeah, this one here look like it's a lot better. So it's not flexing as much, because this one here is a used one, the other one is a new one. So that got little flex to it. This one here is a little bit harder. So here, we go ahead and change it out real quick. We'll drop the other one back in its place, run a bolt through it, get the two 17 millimeters, and then this will conclude the front mount. So this actually wasn't bad. It's actually pretty easy. So that's it. So I'll go ahead and position the new mount, put it in its place. get the 2 bolts in there, tighten everything down, and then that'll conclude this here. So I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, so back again. Got the first mount on right here. This is relatively easy right here. So this is the jack right here, of course, and then that's my 4x4, what I use to just kind of support, just put a little bit of support under the transmission, you know, basically the powertrain, you know, just so it wouldn't put stress on anything. And then, so like I said, that's the one that took a 19 millimeter. So like I said, so it just tightens up right over here on this side here. And like I said, you got your 2 17s, you got one right here, and then you have the last one right there. So everything is torqued down. You know, I had this engine replaced not too long ago, and so when I took this bolt off of here, it was actually loose. And I'm surprised it didn't really back out enough where I lost the bolt, so which wasn't cool. So but yeah, like I said, I got it. Put a little Loctite on it. Well, you know, I put a little Loctite on the threads. And so like I said, so this here shouldn't back up, so it should be good. So that's the first one. And then like I said, we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna go ahead and tackle that last one right here, because I know that for sure is definitely broke. So I probably won't be able to show you the entire thing, because I know I got to take a nut off over here. And then yeah, so yeah, I got these 2 nuts right here, so I got to take these off here, and then after that, that'll get this off of here. And then that'll be it. So get these 2 nuts off, and then you got those one in the back, and then this here should just come on. And then of course, you know, we got another 19 millimeter there, so we got to take that off, and then this will come on out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this here, and I'll be back in a minute once I get it off. Alrighty, back again. So it took a little bit to get this mount out of here. What I ended up had to do was I had to, let me get some light in here so I can kind of show you what I did. There we go. All right, so I had to just kind of take the bolt up for the rack and pinion on the left side here. I just took that one up, and I just slightly pried it up just a little here, and it was just to get that bolt out of there where it bolts into, and I was able to get that one out. So that's the new one that's in there. So what I got to do is I just got to jack up the back of the transmission up just a hair, just so I can get the new bolt, not the new bolt, but just put the bolt back in, and then I can tighten it down, and then tighten these down to the frame, subframe of the engine, and that'll be that. So yeah, this job here, I won't say this is for a DIY. I mean, DIY can do it if if a person wants to do it, but yeah, it was not fun. So, but I'm glad I got it done. So that's it. So I'm gonna put everything back together on here and see what we got, and I'll update you once I finish up. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hey, you got Mr. Law Jones here. Just doing the very last part of this video here. This is the 2010 Lexus HS250h. I did a video on it yesterday where I was replacing the engine mounts on it. You know, like I had explained, this car has four engine mounts on it, on this car here. So the ones I replaced were the lower, the ones at the very lower. So you got one at the back for the transmission, and then you have one that hooks up to the frame on here. So it was definitely a beast. I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad as I thought it was gonna be, but the one in the back, it definitely took a little longer. So like I said, I took the other one off. One of the mounts were loose on the front. They were aged anyway, and they were starting to make cracks in them. But yeah, no, like I said, I did get everything taken care of, so it's a whole lot quieter. This thing was rattling, like when you stop, you could hear the motor like literally shaking. But yeah, no, I did get it taken care of. Did clean my car a little bit, but like I said, this one here, when I had to replace this mount over here on the left driver's side, I actually ended up taking the wheel off on here, as I showed in the last part of the video. I had to just take out one of the bolts for the rack and pinion, and I had to gently pry it up on it to get that off, just so I can get the bolt out of it. But like I said, once I did that, everything was okay. So, but no, I just wanted to just show you it's back and running, it's back in operation. But yeah, no, like I said, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you on the next video. Y'all take it easy. It's the start of the new week. Like I said, have a good week this week here, and I'll talk to you later on another video. Take it easy.